All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Angelique Bolding. I am the Director of Business Development at Photofy, and I'm here with Jesse Ellis of Scentsy. So, hey, Jesse, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
So over the past few years, we've had the pleasure of having the opportunity to work with Scentsy Corporate to provide their consultants a platform which helps them market and build their business. Okay, so with that, Jesse and I are going to chat more about some key insights into the direct selling industry as a whole, as well as how Photofy has helped Scentsy and their consultants build their business over the last 4 years now. I think we've been with Scentsy. So last few years here. So Jesse, my first question for you is, what do you believe sets Scentsy consultants apart from other communities within the direct selling space?
Well, good question. I mean, I'm a little biased. I think our Scentsy consultants are the best out there, but I think it's passion. They love our product and our brand, and it really shows. I think it's diversity. So it's men and women and people of all ages and ethnicities, and everyone is kind of welcome at Scentsy. So I think that is definitely something that sets our community apart. And just to elaborate on that, it's welcoming to all. Our founder said this a couple of years ago in a speech he did. It was something along the lines of, it's Scentsy, there's a place for everyone at the table. And I think that's a really powerful statement, and it's definitely what Scentsy is all about. We're welcoming to everyone.
I love that. I love that. And I'd also say that what we've noticed is Scentsy is also very collaborative, even with us as a partner in providing insights and, really how do we make this the best program for them? So we've really enjoyed that aspect too. But no, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we definitely feel that as far as any of our interactions with Scentsy consultants. How about some key goals for Scentsy and social media training? What have been some of your key strategies there with consultants?
So I think there's probably two main goals we have. One is to just help our consultants be the best marketers they can, help them achieve their business goals and take their business where they want it to go. And marketing and social media is definitely a part of that. And then the second piece of that is authenticity. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand. Authenticity is one of our core values at Scentsy. And it's also something that I think can set you apart on social media. People want to follow other people that are authentic and real. And so I think encouraging people to bring that authenticity into their social media is definitely a big goal of ours.
I love that. And I guess to that point, within either social media or marketing as a whole, what are some commonly asked questions that you get from consultants about marketing and about social media?
So we get all kinds of questions about marketing and social media. I think a couple of the bigger ones I see is people asking, where should I focus? Or should I be on all social media platforms? And I think to that, our direction is definitely pick ones that you're most comfortable with and get really focused there and build your audience there. And then once you feel established and comfortable and you're doing things well on maybe like Facebook, then expand out to trying something new. I mean, I think for most people, Facebook and Instagram are probably the sweet spot, but we definitely have consultants doing things on TikTok or Snapchat, and there's YouTube channels. So there's so many places out there. And I think a lot of people feel like they need to be on all of them, and that's just stretching yourself really thin. So I would say pick one or two and really focus there.
Yeah, that's a really, really great response to that too, because it's not a one size fits all kind of space. What does well in Facebook might not translate over Instagram. And to your point, why spend your time there when your time may be better suited in one individual platform. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. What would you say is something interesting about the demographics of the Scentsy community?
Um, it's I'm gonna go back to that first question you asked, and I think it's that diversity and that we have people from all walks of life doing Scentsy, whether it's someone in college or someone who's retired. So different stages of life, different ages, everyone is welcome, and there's a place and a purpose for Scentsy for all these people. So I think that is probably one of the most interesting things about our demographic, is that it's just so diverse.
Yes, that's awesome. So, and to that, I guess in your role working with all these consultants in social media, what do you love most about what you do?
Um, there's never a dull moment, I would say, and every day is different. I never come in, and it's definitely not a job where you're just coming in and you're doing the same repetitive thing day after day after day. There's always something new. Social media is just fun in general because it's always evolving and changing, and there's new features and new platforms. So that part of it's fun and keeps me on my toes, keeping up with what's new out there.
Yeah. How would you say you've seen the success rate of Scentsy consultants aligning with social media and marketing in terms of sales or building those communities?
So I mean, I think there's a close relationship there. Especially now more than ever, people are spending their time on social media.
Hmm.
That's where your audience is. That's where you're an easy way to reach people at a relatively low and even sometimes a free cost.
Yep.
So I think it plays a big role in reaching a new audience and potential customers, and social is a pretty low barrier to entry. You don't have to have any real specialized training or anything to create an account and get started.
Mhm. No, that's a really solid point there. Would you say that social media is kind of the main channel and focus for your consultants in marketing, or what is, I guess, the mix that they typically use?
Yeah, that's a tough question, because I think it varies a lot from consultant to consultant. I would say social media does play a really big role, but we also have consultants eh, doing a lot of their business, and COVID has changed a lot of things, but traditionally we have been like a party company where you go and meet in person. And this last year has really shifted that, because that was a major part of our business and marketing.
Mhm.
And I would say social plays a larger role now than ever, especially with that shift.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. And we saw that with the Scentsy community as well. In 2020 alone, when this all started going down, lockdowns happening, the Scentsy community only grew, and they were creating more and more and more content because they could turn to something like their mobile device to continue to create content to market their businesses and grow their businesses. And I think one of the stats that you guys had shared with us at one point was that compared to non-users of Photofy, that they had seen a 2x increase. So these people that are spending the time creating and sharing content, they're seeing the value of it on the other side of it in terms of their sales and hopefully like community engagement too.
Absolutely. Yep.
As far as Spotify goes, how would you say, I know we've been working together for about a year now. Historically, we've been with Scentsy for about 4 years. How do you think that Photofy has helped align with the success of those consultants in marketing themselves, as well as fulfilling some of those goals within Scentsy and their social media training?
So I think Photofy is great because it provides the tools to market your business, whether it's a template for a business card or an image from one of our marketing campaigns. All of that's there, but then, and even further than that, we could take it. There's tools for recognition on your team, or there's tools for recruiting new team members. So all of those are in the Photofy app, but we also can take it a step further to allowing the consultants to customize and personalize their marketing. So it's not just taking the same image that 1,000 other consultants are sharing out. You can change that to put your name on it, or add a sticker to it, or put your personal twist to it, so that it's more unique to you and your personal brand, and making it, back to my first point, making your social more authentic to who you are.
Yeah. And we definitely, talk about that a lot, is the customization and localization factor, because there's so many digital asset managers out there that the one component that's often overlooked is the importance of, like you said, authenticity, and giving consultants the opportunity to really customize the look of it, the feel of it, and who they're speaking to. Because at the end of the day, especially in direct selling, it's all about their individual communities and their individual audiences, which can very much vary. So, as far as, we've worked a lot on the Facebook community page for we have the Scentsy Facebook community page, which has been awesome to see the growth. And again, I would emphasize the collaboration of the Scentsy community in providing their feedback to us, and providing, they're participating, they're engaging in webinars, they're engaging in the trainings, they're engaging on the social media, the Facebook page. What would you say would be your vision for a page like that, and how we can elevate that using Photofy, but within the Scentsy community, and elevating even more so training and marketing for the consultants individually?
Sure. So I think my vision for that page would be, and a lot of this we're already doing, is a place to ask questions and provide feedback, request new features. And it's a really great place because you're not just sending an email, you're getting that two-way interaction with somebody directly at Scentsy or Photofy. And then I think it's, on the other side of that, it's a place to collaborate and brainstorm and share ideas and inspiration with other consultants, and just have it be a place of community and sharing ideas.
Yeah. And we've definitely seen that evolve. And to your point, I think seeing more people start to get their feet wet with actually commenting or putting their own post on there. Because a lot of times it's great that there's a company curated page and we can share that information, but the more insights that we can gather and create as a collaborative space for members is always great. And so I definitely think that we're seeing more of that growth in the community page, is showing what they create. That's, I think, half the battle sometimes with social and content creation, is thinking about, what do I want to post?
Right.
Organizing your thought process. And Photofy definitely makes it really easy to create those graphics, and definitely having the flow, the user experience to help that. But at the end of the day, those are always the questions that come up, is, well, it's the part that I'm stuck on is just knowing what to say day to day.
Sure.
And so that inspiration that they get from one another, it's powerful, because you could be talking to somebody in, overseas, that is creating something really great and relevant to their community, but that might also work well for somebody on the West Coast or here in the States or something like that. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we've definitely enjoyed that aspect of our partnership for sure. And that's been a really unique space for Photofy to grow to, because we have roughly about 9,000 people on the Facebook community now. And as you can imagine, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have user feedback, because at the end of the day, we're making this for them, so it has to fit their needs. So
Exactly.
I guess, looking at a lot of the opportunities that we provide, and hopefully we'll learn to expand on if there's areas for opportunity, in onboarding and getting new Scentsy consultants started with the Photofy app. What would you say would be your best advice to somebody just getting started, maybe with Scentsy and with marketing and building their business?
Um, I mean, it's gonna sound super simple, but it's just to jump in. I mean, get your feet wet and just jump in and don't overthink it. Really just get started. And the cool thing about the Photofy app is you can play around and create all kinds of different things. And if you don't like it, you just don't use it, or you make something new. And um I think social media is kind of the same way. You just have to jump in and get started and see what works and what doesn't, and kind of test and try new things, and you'll find what really resonates with your audience. Or maybe you do a certain kind of recruiting post and you get 3 new people to join your team. That really worked and that resonated well, and you can build off that. So I think it's to just get started.
Take that first step, those tiny steps, just to get something out there and get moving on things. I mean, I think that's definitely good advice. It's always sometimes that first step that takes the hardest, but once you get over it, then a whole new world opens up to you. And especially with social media platforms and what you can learn in the Photofy app, I mean, it's the world's your oyster, and you can create it how you want it because it's their businesses, it's their independent businesses. So one last but very important question. What is your favorite feature on the Photofy app?
um I'll do 2.
Okay. Okay.
I really like the one of them is we just launched, I believe, in like the last month or so, and that's the little animated sticker gifts. Those are super fun, and you can put those on and really add just a fun touch to your assets that you're building in Photofy.
Yep.
And then the next one I like, I think it's so cool, is in Photofy, there's all these different backgrounds and different rooms of houses or kind of settings. And you can take that and then you can, in Photofy, find a product, let's say a Scentsy warmer, and you can size it and move it around and put it in that room to show what it would look like in that room. And it's really cool to play around with. You can try different products and different kind of decor settings and see what fits and what doesn't. And that's a fun one to play around with.
Oh, I totally agree on that. And I've even seen some consultants take photos of their room themselves and then be able to just add their own sticker. Or some were even getting even more creative, and they'd take a photo of themselves and then put the product or something right here on it. So I definitely agree. It's just having those lifestyle images that help people connect more to the product, understanding what that would look like in their space, because you even see some of these like clothing retailers now where you can virtually try on a hat by sitting on the screen, So it just brings them into that space. But that's always interesting to hear what the favorite features are of our partners. But yeah, I mean, those are some of the big questions we're excited to learn more about from you guys, and can't thank you enough for being partners of Photofy. And we're just excited to continue to help Scentsy and Scentsy consultants continue building their business and continuing to learn to market to the best of their ability.